So it's right next to our big old shed that we inherited here. There's around, I think I counted 8 beds in total. They're all quite big, like 3 meters by 1 meter or thereabouts. These front ones are the last ones that we did, and they were made for my flowers. So I've got hollyhocks and marigolds and salvia and statice, and these are my floret zinnias that are just starting to open. They're really beautiful. We've got citrus, we've got all kinds of vines. I think these are Benary's giant. They're so pretty. And they apparently, this is my first time growing them, but they apparently get better and bigger as you leave them to grow out. So yeah, so excited to see some more of those. The other end I did cosmos. Now, whatever's happened, it didn't really work. Some of them just look completely dead or mutated. These ones are okay, starting to flower. There's a whole bunch of different varieties, but yeah, they haven't really done well. And at this end, everything's struggling a little bit, so I'm not sure. This was my first flower bed, and it was just a matter of chucking everything I like the look of in, and it's pretty nuts. I've got foxgloves that are waiting to flower. There's beetroot. We've already had one lot of beetroot, which was amazing, and we're doing more. Leeks, shallots, or spring onions, corn. There's roses all the way through. We just went crazy. There's the climbing rose. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, we've got the dwarf mulberry, which we've already had fruit from, which was amazing. Pawpaw tree, lemon trees. These cosmos were absolutely everywhere. Like, this whole bed was chock-a-block of cosmos, but I decided to sacrifice some of them for tomatoes for summer. So there's fresh tomatoes. Got this beautiful chili bush growing. The climbing rose, which is way taller than me already. It's only been in there a couple of months, and it was a bare-rooted rose from Bunnings. Straubs along this little spot here. They're probably too shaded really for good fruiting, but anyhow, you live and learn. This was a wildflower bed, and it's wild. It's very wild. I pulled a bunch of stuff out because it was just overstuffed. Yeah, it's just been interesting watching all the different types of flowers. I had poppies at one stage, which I think were my favourite. I've got some crucifix orchids. I've got a cold if I sound weird. Ellie and I decorated these, and they were perfect when we first did them, but now they're looking pretty weathered. This rose here is another one that's just, oh my god, beautiful pink and yellow flowers. It's just amazing, and it's a climber, so I'm keeping that to make an arbor with. This is a bit of a mess, this one. It had spinach that's passed, and it's had these amazing tomatoes that it's gone to seed. They were really tasty. We tried carrots, and I think we've just got one little carrot out of the whole lot. This, apparently you have to grow your mint in a pot, so that's what we've done. Another great lemon that I got from the Kinkin markets. Tomatoes. Red onions, I believe, in there somewhere. Cucumbers. Lots of cucumbers coming. Bugs. I've got fresh coriander in there, some old gone to seed coriander in there. I got this bougainvillea the other day because it's called Vera, which is Nana Cheers. That's her name, so we'll have that to remember her by. These nasturtium just self-seed everywhere, and this colour in particular is just beautiful. This light orangey yellow, gold. More tomatoes and beetroot again, I think. Just planted. Celery, the celery. We kind of grew it for the soup that we make in winter, but now it's spring, summer, so I'm not sure what we'll do with that. Celery sticks. This was some seeded heirloom squash that we had some, and it was really yummy, but a lot of it's kind of getting annihilated, or yeah, but they're really interesting knobbly squashy things. That's all cucumber growing up over there. It's literally only been in a couple of weeks. Things grow so quick around here. Cucumbers flowering, so hopefully we will get some cucumbers. Of course, the mural that I'm almost finished. I just want to do a little bit more light blue. I'm not loving that brown section. I'm probably going to make that a light leafy green, limey green, and then I've got that end section to finish, which is I don't love being on the ladder, being that it's quite high. I feel slightly unsafe, so I'll do that when I feel up to it. This is my arbor that I made from the Noosa Tip Shop lattice and some timber. I'm really happy with it. It's got a vine growing up either side, star jasmine, and another, I don't know what that is. What is it? Another Pandorea alba. It's a nice big white flower. Yeah, and who knew that corn had this weird pink hair? I did not really. I mean, I guess I've ripped hair off corn, but didn't realise it dangles out like that and it's so pink. This is cardamom, I believe. So under there, a whole bunch of cardamom. Got a bit of mess going on here. Snake plants. Duranta or sky flower, which is, this was covering this whole area, like I mean the whole area. You couldn't see a thing for this tree, so we chopped it right back to almost nothing, and it's starting to regrow. But they're wild, they're crazy, they grow fast and tall and high. Beautiful, but yeah, it was overtaking this whole garden. So yeah, I mean it's the path is halfway done, because when it was raining a lot, the soil was soft, so it could be dug out and it was malleable and you could do things. And then now that it hasn't rained for a while, the soil is just super dry, so it's like rock hard. So when it rains again, I'm gonna complete the path, and it'll be, I did it a bit wrong down here. It's meant to be in the middle and it's not. So I'm going to start again down here and make it down the middle like it is up there. So it'll just be one path down the middle that joins. And then up the hill we've just got this little, I guess that's for the wheelbarrow or whatever to go along. Because when it is wet and rainy, this does get muddy. So it is good to have a little bit of a path. Yeah, so the garden is a bit hectic, but also pretty exciting and pretty fun, and we've eaten zucchini and corn and shallot. Our breakfasts are awesome. We get eggs from the chickens, and then we get spring onions and shallots, and then we get little cherry tomatoes, and that makes an incredible meal, plus the pickled beetroot. It's just epic. This is going to be, this little section here with a great big guava tree is going to be, that pile of wood over there is going to be a pergola. Watch this space. I'm sort of procrastinating because I don't really know where to start, but I guess just starting would be a start. And these are the trees I got. I got 7 trees for like $25 at Bunnings yesterday because they were all half dead, but I've put them in sea soil overnight and they've all come right back to life. Like, they were beautiful. So this is going to be a grove of crepe myrtle, those fluffy fluff ball trees, and then they lose their leaves in winter, which lets the sun through. So I'm super excited about that. This old chair was here. I was going to refurb it, but I kind of like it old and rustic looking. You can see the chickens are through this way. There's a lot of chickens. Apparently there's 200. I don't really go too much near them, but yeah, lovely free rangey kind of chickens, all different types. Eggs are amazing, but yeah, snakes, yeah. Possums around here. Possums like to climb up the tree and scratch it all. It's meant to be quite smooth like that, but this is the possums doing this damage each night. Yeah, so this sort of spot with the pergola in the summer when the sun's really hot, it's going to be such a welcome relief to sit there. The beds, we kind of got good at it towards the end and they got level, but to start with they definitely weren't level. They were just, that'll do. So that is actually very level, even though to my eyes it doesn't look level. It was dead level. And then this one was not level. So we're on a double slope. We're on like downward slope and like on 2 directions. There's a slope like down towards me and there's a slope from the shed down towards the gate. So yeah, that's the tour. I really love how the shed came up. It was the same as the back of it. It was like this kind of, maybe even worse than that, peeling off sort of old yellowy coloured paint. So it was pretty ugly. Like, it didn't really look cool rustic, it just looked shit, really. So I think the colour is an improvement and it's just so fun to look at, and when there's nothing flowering in the garden we're just always going to have something colourful to look at. But I think I'm going to pretty much stop there with the stripes because you can't really see it from down on the road and I kind of don't want you to be able to see it, so I think this is the right amount of stripes. So it's all a bit asymmetrical as well, but yeah, super fun. And we made it so fancy, like it's so fancy. It's got this amazing, I was calling it plant jail because before everything grew up it just looked like a jail with all the metal, but it's sort of softening with all the plants growing, and yeah, it looks fancy, hey, like that, the entryway and everything. The light's pretty dark right now, but in the sun, when the sun's out, gee, it looks pretty. I'll have to tape again another time, but yeah, that's our beautiful kitchen garden.